So Southwark Stands Together was set up after the tragic murder of George Floyd, which obviously highlighted a lot of the existing racism and inequality that already existed. And it was a listening exercise with communities across Southwark to hear their views about what needed to change. And as a result of that, we've implemented changes in many areas. Place is so important to shape how people feel about the borough, and it has to reflect the communities that we have here. So one of the reasons we wanted to look at our public art policy was to make sure it is more reflective of communities, to hear from people about what they want to see. We really want to make sure it's more inclusive and diverse.
The whole process started off with 2 open space conversations, inviting the community from the borough of Southwark to come together and just kind of voice out their opinion on what they actually wanted to see around the borough. We managed to speak to lots of different people from different ages, different ethnicities, so it's really like a really insightful kind of start to the process. From those conversations we got the text for the posters, and then we kind of brainstormed on how to actually represent those voices.
Collaborating with the community was very interesting. It's really nice to sort of gauge what they're talking about and see things that you can't really see in your own perspective. As designers, you kind of generally guess. You have guesswork with thinking like, what does this person want? What does that person want? But it's really nice to have a sit down and actually just hear what people want.
We're just really hoping that we'll help give a voice to these people, and yeah, like I said, just really help everyone get involved as much as they can and let people know that they can be part of this borough in a different way. They can like actually contribute to how this borough feels like to them.
In regards to the council, what I found particularly like nice to play around with was the fact that it was an art policy, so it's almost pushing their own their regular guidelines and seeing how far we can change and edit their work and change and edit their own sort of like branding and identity.
The council is here to facilitate and enable conversations. It's not up to us to say this is how public art should look in Southwark. That's really why we want to have so many different views, and we've got so much creativity and talent here, which is why it was so great to partner with UAL and the students here to have them really at the heart of this project and come up with the kind of the designs that you will have seen that are really inspiring. We hope will reach new audiences who might not necessarily engage with council consultations in the normal way.
The people were actually the vital part of the project. They were the main things of the project, as we actually used quotes from them directly. I think I was really like moved with, you know, the different kind of stories from different communities just being heard and being shared. So I think it was also quite refreshing just seeing how comfortable they were sharing their stories. I think that was really important part of the process as well.
I believe that as part of our roles as a designer, we should get involved with projects that can create a positive impact, and I really believe that this one will. And
especially in this climate, I think it's super important to represent people, represent the diverse community, and what Southwark Stands Together is involved in as well.
As long as the project helps inspire someone, at least one person, and then it's a full project.
I think for me, Southwark is such a creative borough, and it's very easy for arts and culture to sometimes be seen as an add-on, but it's so intrinsic, both for the economic value it brings to our borough, the social value, and how it makes people feel ultimately. So it's a really important piece of work, and we really hope people are actually physically going to see the change when they walk around the borough and see hopefully the new public art that will come as a result of the new policy.